Jana Sankirtana ki jai, Shri Prabhupāda ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone's so far away today.
Should we all scoot forward a little bit?
That would be great. We have thrown off the configuration in this rearrangement. So, today we're going to be discussing the 25th verse of the 7th chapter. So, anybody remember what we discussed last week?
One thing we discussed was the 6 symptoms of
Surrender.
surrender.
The 6 symptoms of surrender. Yes. What else did we discuss last week?
Only men of small intelligence worship the demigods.
And why is Krishna saying men of small intelligence worship the devatas?
He's saying it because they give a smaller or a lower, lesser fruit. They give temporary benefits, and they give based on a transaction. They give depending on whatever actions we do.
So, as we said, nobody goes to the doctor saying, "Doctor, please give me temporary relief from my sickness." We go to the doctor seeking permanent relief. Right? We want to get to the root cause of what our suffering is and get rid of that. That is why we go. So similarly, Krishna is saying, to approach the devatas, one gets limited results and temporary results. So if you remember, several verses prior, Krishna spoke about surrendering unto Him. By surrendering unto Him, one can overcome this divine energy of Krishna's. Right? He said, Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya. This divine energy of mine is difficult to overcome. But how can one easily get beyond it? If one surrenders to Krishna. So such a simple formula is given. But not everyone is ready to surrender to Krishna. So Krishna has been speaking about different persons who don't surrender to anyone, the 4 types of miscreants. And then he talked about the 4 pious souls. And now he is speaking of those who surrender to someone other than him. So Krishna is saying that because Krishna is the source of everything, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, He is the ultimate beneficiary of all tapa, of all yagya, of all austerity, all sacrifice. He is the ultimate beneficiary. So whatever we are worshipping, when we are worshipping the devatas, we are indirectly worshipping Krishna. So he is saying, ultimately he'll tell us, the wise will worship me directly. For that will yield a greater result, one that is eternal and unlimited. Okay? But we also must be very mindful as practicing devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that we maintain great understanding of who the devatas are and great respect for them. That these personalities are great servants of the Supreme Lord who have reached a very elevated position. So we should not become disrespectful in our understanding. Though Krishna is guiding us very clearly where to direct our surrender, our mood and consciousness should be of utmost and highest respect. Respect for their position as a servant of Krishna. But our worship should be to the Supreme Lord, as he says. Because we know, if we want to nourish all the branches of the tree and all the various fruits that are on a tree, how do we do that? Do we water each individual branch? No. We water the root. And by watering the root of the tree, all the branches are nourished. So actually we have great debts to all of the different devatas who are facilitating our existence in this world, providing and overseeing, administering the various facilities. So how to repay those debts? It is by watering the root of the tree. Individually, we have no scope. 33 million devatas are there. How we can actually, we don't have enough space on our walls to put pictures even. So Krishna says, one should worship me directly. And by worshipping me, all will be satisfied. Just Prabhupada gives in the purport of that verse, just like by feeding the stomach, all limbs of the body, all parts of the body are nourished. The devatas represent different parts of the bodies of Vishnu. But how to nourish the different parts? We feed the stomach. So in this way we saw very clear understanding of where we should go. So in the 24th verse, Krishna speaks of another unintelligent class of person. And what is this unintelligent person? One who did not go to Harvard or IIT? He says, unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. Krishna has already spoken in this verse, in this chapter, He spoke earlier in the 7th chapter, and he said that there is no truth superior to me. That was in the 7th verse of this chapter, in explaining the pearls strung on a thread. So if Krishna is saying there is no truth superior than me, then certainly, what is the ultimate realization of Krishna? Him as a person. But there are those who concoct philosophy to suggest that Krishna's form is Maya. It's temporary. When he descends from the spiritual world, he assumes a form. That is what Krishna is saying here. Right? Was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. And when Krishna goes back, he resumes his impersonal form. But Krishna, as I said, what is the ultimate truth? He says, me. How can anything impersonal suggest me? Krishna is giving very clear understanding. But those who are unintelligent partake in this type of philosophy. And it is born out of envy of Krishna. To suggest that the Supreme Lord has this impersonal ultimate feature, which facilitates one logic, which is that then we all can become God. You are God, I am God, everyone's God. We just merge into the Supreme Lord. Well, that's convenient, maybe attractive to some, but it is fully bogus and completely unsubstantiated by Scripture, by what Krishna says, by what other personalities say. Lord Brahma, the Creator, he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. He says, Ishvara Parama, the ultimate controller, the supreme controller is Krishna. And he has a form, a Vigraha, that is Sat, Chit, and Ananda. He is the source of everything. He is one who has no source. The ultimate source, Anadir Adir. Who is that Anadir Adir? Govinda. We all know who Govinda is. Sarva Karana Karanam. He is a cause of everything. Krishna says later in the 10th chapter, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam parvartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvacata. He says, I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. So it is very clear that Krishna has this form. But those who are unintelligent propagate such philosophy. So now we'll read the 25th verse and see why such obvious, clear understanding is not attainable by so many. I may wonder, Krishna is giving such compelling logic. He spoke this Bhagavad-gītā on this battlefield where millions were present. Why is it so elusive to know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has his personal feature, and that this person, Krishna, who is speaking Bhagavad-gītā, is that same Supreme Lord? Why is that so bewildering? Srila Vyasadeva, in putting to paper this Bhagavad Gita, always refers to Krishna as Shri Bhagavan. He says Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Why he's not saying Shri Krishna Uvacha? Well, everyone knows Krishna is speaking. But not everyone understands that he is Bhagavan. As Parashara Muni explains, one who possesses an unlimited supply, all opulences. There's only one personality that has all opulences in unlimited supply. That is Bhagavan. So now let's see, what is getting in the way of our understanding? Why don't everybody see this so clear? So I'll read the 25th verse.
nāhaṁ prakāśaḥ sarvasya yoga-māyā-samāvṛtaḥ mūḍho nābhijānāti loko ajam avyayam. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, then how can it be said that he is not manifest to everyone? But actually he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there were only a few people who could understand him to be as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Kurus, when Śiśupāla spoke against Krishna's being elected president of the assembly, Bhīṣma supported him and proclaimed him to be the supreme god. Similarly, the Pāṇḍavas and few others that he knew that he was the supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non-devotees and the common man. Therefore, in the Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna says that, but for his pure devotees, all men consider him to be like themselves. He was manifest only to his devotees as the reservoir of all pleasure, but to others, to unintelligent non-devotees, he was covered by his internal potency. In the prayers of Purport in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.19, it is said that the Lord is covered by the curtain of yoga-māyā, and thus ordinary people cannot understand him. This yoga-māyā curtain is also confirmed in the Śiśupāla, mantra 15, in which the devotee prays, Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pehilitam mukham na tattvam pushan apavrinu satya dharmaya drishtaye. O my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the yoga-māyā. The Brahma-jyoti is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this growing effulgence that impedes my seeing your Satchit Ananda Vigraha, your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his transcendental form of bliss and knowledge is covered by his internal potency of the Brahma-jyoti, and the less intelligent impersonalists cannot see the Supreme on this account. Also, in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.7, there is this prayer by Brahma. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, who can calculate your potency and pastimes in this world? You are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. Learned scientists and learned scholars can examine the atomic constitution of the material world, or even the planets, but still they are unable to calculate your energy and potency, although you are present before them. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is not only unborn, but also avyayam, inexhaustible. His eternal form is bliss and knowledge, and his energies are all inexhaustible.
So Krishna is saying, I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. So, what is covering our understanding when we don't see Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead?
It's yoga-māyā.
Is yoga-māyā potency. So this yoga-māyā potency covers the understanding. And yoga-māyā expands herself into mahamāyā. There are the divisions of this illusory energy. It creates an illusion. So, in this Śiśupāla, this Śiśupāla is one of the principal Upanishads. And what is the purpose, the main goal of this Śiśupāla? Anybody knows? The primary goal of this Śiśupāla is to establish Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I believe Srila Prabhupada writes, discovering the original person. Maybe Supreme Person. So in this 15th verse, a prayer is made to remove this curtain of this effulgence. Right? If we stare into the sun, can we see anything else? We are blinded by it. Right? If we stare into something very, very bright, then we can't see anything around us. So what is emanating from the Lord's body? This very glaring effulgence. Many, many, many more times luminous than the sun. Many, many times more luminous. So we can struggle to even imagine. So how is it then that one can see this beautiful, three-bending, bluish, blackish form with peacock feather and hair, chubby cheeks, shark-shaped earrings? How one can see this form with this glaring effulgence in our way?
You have to get special eyes.
We have to get special eyes, some sunglasses. What do we need in order to be able to see this form?
Love of God.
Love of God. And how do we obtain love of God?
By bhakti.
How do we obtain bhakti?
ABCD.
How do we obtain ABCD?
Mercy.
Of Krishna. By the mercy of Krishna. By the mercy of Krishna, He alone can open this curtain of this glaring of, so that we may have darshan.
So the yoga-māyā is different from normal māyā that materialists are.
Yes. We'll speak of both yoga-māyā and mahamāyā. Yeah, we'll do a little comparison and contrasting. So in this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma is saying, one can calculate the number of atoms that exist in this planet. Now, how difficult of a task is that? Difficult?
Estimate.
If you take a handful of sand, you cannot even count the number of grains of sand in your hand before you start losing track. It's impossible. So what to speak of counting the number of atoms that comprise this universe? It says that can be done, but trying to understand and calculate your energy and potency? Not possible. Not possible. But how one can come to know Krishna? By the mercy of Krishna alone. And how one gets the mercy of Krishna? By mercy of Guru. By mercy of Guru one gets Krishna. By mercy of Krishna one gets Guru. So, this is the means to become intelligent. Until that, we are considered foolish. Why? Because we are in ignorance. We don't see. We are covered in illusion. What is illusion?
That which is not real. To believe something which is not real.
To believe something which is not real. Maya. Some claim or want to think that Maya means false, falsity. That is partially correct. Prabhupada explains in this very nice way. That if one sees a rope and mistakes it for a snake, that is illusion. That is Maya. But the rope is not false. The rope is there. But the appearance of the rope as snake is false. That is illusion. Those who want to say, oh, this whole world is Maya, it is false. It's not false. It is there. What is illusion is how we perceive this world. Krishna said, I am present everywhere, earlier in this chapter. He said, I am the inferior energy and the superior energy, apara and para shakti. But how we perceive it is not such. Prabhupada explains in the purport of the 35th verse of the 4th chapter, he gives a very succinct explanation. He says, the sense, hear this, the sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya. Whoa. Anything that we perceive to be separate from Krishna is illusion. Anything we perceive to be separate from Krishna is illusion. And he says in parenthetical, Ma means not, Ya means this, not this. Again, I'll read. It's a very nice statement. He says, the sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya. How often we are in Maya? Any moment that we are perceiving something separate from the Krishna, the Supreme Lord, that is Maya. Maya means not this. It means illusion. It means we're mistaking a rope for a snake. I see this body and I don't see it as material energy given by Krishna, then I am seeing snake and not rope. It is illusion. Body's real, though temporary, but it's real. But perceiving this body or perceiving anything separate from Krishna is Maya. So there are the yoga-māyā potency and the mahamaya potency. And they serve two different functions.
Can they both be there at the same time?
No, they are like light and darkness. So yoga-māyā is Krishna's internal potency, which expands into his Haladini Shakti and Samvit Shakti and his Chit Shakti. Samanshit and Sandhini Shakti. But this yoga-māyā is the energy, the illusory energy, that brings Krishna's devotees closer to him. That enriches the pastimes between Krishna and his devotees. That sweetens the rasa, intensifies the pastimes. How so? Well, yoga-māyā is arranging all the spiritual world. She is arranging all of the different activities. She covers the understanding. Mother Yashoda, when she is chasing Krishna with a stick, does she think he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead?
No, she's experiencing the real motherly feeling.
How she can experience the real emotion of being mother to someone who is anadi aradir, one who has no source. How? Only if yoga-māyā covers her understanding. So, the pure devotee is also put into a type of illusion, but that illusion intensifies the love between the devotee and Krishna. To experience a rasa, like running in the fields with Krishna, jumping in the caves and swimming in the rivers. If that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we'll just do nābhijānāti. We'll not enjoy. But Krishna wants to enjoy this way. So he empowers his yoga-māyā potency to cover our understanding. Though deep down internally no one forgets master, servant. Master, servant. And when one wants to forget Krishna, then what Krishna does? He enacts his Mahamaya potency. Mahamaya puts us into illusion also. But this illusion keeps us far away from Krishna. Yoga-māyā brings us close. Mahamaya keeps us far. Based on whose decision?
Ours.
Who controls which Maya will be under the influence of, ultimately?
Our desire. It's our own desire, isn't it?
It's our choice.
Now I understand why devotees have in Maya. It's yoga-māyā.
Yes. So, Mahamaya, we'll speak on a little bit now. Her role is to keep us in illusion, seeing things separate from Krishna. How powerful is she? Powerful? If a magician is going to convince us that he has sawed somebody in half and separated them, he has to create a very strong illusion. Why? Because he is trying to convince us something has happened that hasn't really happened. Right? So if we want to see and perceive the world and see it independent of Krishna, then the illusion has to be so strong. Because we can never be independent of Krishna. To try to convince us of something that is not, the illusion has to be very strong, very robust, multifaceted. So this Mahamaya keeps us in this cycle of birth and death. Constantly chasing sense gratification, trying to enjoy this material existence, seemingly separate from Krishna. Are we separate from Krishna? Ever? Even if we are trying to enjoy our senses? No. That is seeing the snake that is actually a rope. Two quick stories or examples of Maya. So, once Narada Muni goes to Vaikuntha and he asks for a meeting with Lord Narayan. And Lord Narayan comes after some time. And Narada Muni says, my dear Lord, I have been traveling the material world and I've seen this Maya energy. But I want to hear from you directly. What is this energy? Why is it so powerful? How does it work? And Lord Narayan says, come, let's go on a walk. And so they embark on a walk. And they enter beautiful gardens, kind of forests. And they're walking along a road. And they reach one intersection. And at that intersection, Narada Muni feels some thirst. And he asks Lord Narayan, "How are you? Is there any water nearby? I'm feeling thirsty." Narayan says, "Yes, there's a river just a little distance away. You go this way, grab some water and come back. I'll be waiting here." And Narada Muni says, "Okay." So Narada Muni walks towards the river. Lord Narayan is waiting at the intersection of this road. And Narada Muni makes his way to the river. And he dips his hands in the river and is about to take some water from this river. And one village man comes, says, "Oh, Narada Muni, great saintly personality, please don't drink water this way. I have a nice, cool clay pot filled with fresh water. My cottage is just here. Please come. Give me the privilege of having you grace my home." Narada Muni thinks, yeah, be nice to drink. Nice cool water, maybe in a cup. Okay. It's close? Yeah, it's close. Just here. Won't take long? No, it's close. Won't take long. So Narada Muni follows. This man receives Narada Muni very nicely, washes his feet, gives him a nice place to sit, and takes some water. And then the man says, "But you cannot come and just take some water. Please allow me to offer you some fruits. I'll just be back 1 minute. I'll go to the forest and collect some fresh fruits. Then I'll give you some more water." Narada Muni, yeah, why not? Have some water, some fruits would be nice. Meanwhile, Lord Narayan is waiting at the intersection. And this man tells his daughter, "I'm going to get some fruits. This great saintly person, Narada Muni, has come. You serve him nicely." And so she's offering fan to Narada Muni. Narada Muni is seated. And in that moment, he develops some attraction. He's very, of age, very beautiful. And the man returns with abundance of fruits, offers the fruits to Narada Muni. And Narada Muni says, "My dear sir, if you deem me eligible, I desire to marry your daughter." Oh, man was ecstatic. The great saintly person, Narada Muni, will accept my daughter. Who could be more fortunate? And soon thereafter they got married. Meanwhile, Lord Narayan is still waiting at the corner. How long water takes? Narada Muni begins to work, plow the field, doing different activities, moved into the house now, living. Soon, child comes, young boy. Child has come, grows up, becomes a little toddler, is crawling around. One day the boy crawls outside the house. Narada Muni and his wife are doing some work in the house, some housework. Meanwhile, Narayan is still standing in the corner waiting. And after some time, there's some commotion outside. And his wife says, "Narada Muni, please check what has happened. Maybe our son is in trouble." He says, "No, nothing is fine. Everything is fine." Keeps working. But wife, being mother, cannot sit idle. So she goes out. After some time, Narada Muni hasn't come back. Again, some more commotion has come. And now Narada Muni thinks, river is near our home. Maybe something has happened to son and wife. So he goes outside and sees wife and child are struggling in the heavy current of the river, not able to get out. Thinks what to do. And he thinks, oh, I cannot save my son. He's too small. I might fall in myself. At least I'll save my wife. We can have more children. And in this way, he endeavors to save his wife. But she is floating down the river, and he is running along the bank. And what Narada Muni always carries with him? Veena. Though for all this time he has not played his veena, and normally he's chanting, Narayan, Narayan, that he has forgotten. And so he takes his veena, puts it upside down, takes the end where all the knobs are, where they hold the strings, and he tries to catch her hair, fish her out of the water. And what happens? He comes to a part of the river where the ground is soft, and he falls in the water. And now he is caught in the current. He is taking more water than he originally wanted. And in desperation, he chants, Narayan, Narayan. And as soon as he chants Narayan, he comes back to that exact position when he had about to dip his hands in the water to take his first drink. And Narayan is standing next to him. He says, see, Narada Muni, you wanted to know Maya? This is Maya. This is the power of Maya. Starts with a drink of water. Then let me drink out of a glass. Oh, then let me enjoy some fruits. Oh, then let me enjoy marriage, home, work. And before you know it, completely forget Narayan, Narayan, who was waiting at the intersection patiently for Narada Muni to return. This is what Naya does. Puts us in illusion. How he could forget Krishna? He was walking with Narayan.
Is that from Srimad Bhagavatam?
I don't know. It comes from Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj's book on Maya. I don't know where the I didn't read where the reference is from. But he wrote a wonderful book on Maya. And explains in great detail, and he gives many, many pastimes. And this is one pastime. It's very sweet. But it gives us good, tangible understanding of what Maya does. Helps us see in illusion separation from Krishna. And this is very dangerous for us. It's extremely foolish. I'll share one more pastime, one more story to help illustrate Maya. Because Maya sometimes we don't quite perceive, but we can perceive its effect. Its effect on us. The king of Maya is the snooze button. The alarm clock goes off, and Maya starts speaking. You're tired. Take some rest. Snooze. Alarm goes off again. Maya speaks again. You have a long day coming in today. You be rested for the day. Snooze. Alarm goes off. Maya speaks again. It's just today. Tomorrow you'll get up. Anyone has had that conversation? We all have. It is Maya. She finds the smallest of opening and wedges her way in. Cup of water, 2, everything lost. So, this other story is once there was a very poor man, and he was extremely hungry. Extremely hungry. I think actually Maharaj told this pastime last time he was here, maybe 2 times ago. He's extremely hungry. He's feeling stomach pains. His stomach is hurting so bad. And he's wandering here and there, trying to find relief. And he happens into a temple. And there he sees one pillar. And he embraces the pillar. And by pressing his stomach against the pillar, he's getting some relief, some small relief from his pain, his hunger pains. And he is crying out, "Oh, help me! I'm so hungry, help me!" And so many worshippers are coming and going. No one's paying much attention. Finally, one compassionate lady comes and says, "My dear sir, what are you doing?" Says, "Oh, I'm hugging this pillar. I am trying to ease the pains of my hunger." And he says, "Okay, well, I have some puff rice for you. Please take it." But he's gripping this pillar tight. And she says, "No, let go of the pillar and take the puff rice." But he says, No, if I let go of the pillar, my pain will come back. This is subduing my pain." She's thinking, what is this guy thinking? This is the source of your relief from pain. He says, No. My hands are like this, around the pillar. You put the puff rice in the hands. She says, "Okay. I'm trying to be charitable, I guess." So she puts the rice in his hands. But now what's he going to do? How is he going to eat? If he brings his hands around, everything will fall on the ground. And he doesn't want to let go of the pillar because he is holding his stomach, giving him some relief. And he is stuck. This is Maya. How is this Maya? We are trying to find some happiness, some relief in this material world. And we are searching for so much sense gratification. More money, more wealth, fame, more food stuff, more sex life, more this, more that. Everything we are trying to find to give us some happiness. And when someone comes and says, "You want real happiness, you want eternal happiness, come to Bhaktivedanta, open Bhagavad-gītā, come to temple, take bhakti, this will give you eternal happiness." But what do? We don't want to give up that pillar of material sense gratification. Though, by giving up, one will eat the nectar of devotional service and experience eternal bliss. But being fooled, like this man hugging this pillar, we are reticent, hesitant to give up our material attachments. Thinking, if I give up my material attachments, I will lose that happiness. Which is factually correct. Just like that man, if he lets go of that pillar, he's going to lose the comfort he was getting. And temporarily his discomfort will increase. But by letting go of that pillar, he can then take the rice that will cure his hunger pains. But being so foolish, he's not willing to let go. And similarly, Maya tricks us into illusion, thinking, don't let go of these material attachments because you'll lose that enjoyment. Not realizing that by letting go of those material attachments is like letting go of that pillar and taking to the supreme nectar. What can really give us happiness? It is only in relation to Krishna. If we try to enjoy separate from Krishna, that is Maya. It is illusion. It doesn't exist. How much happiness illusion can give us? It is only pure bhakti that can give one happiness. So we have to let go of that pillar. Give up those material sense enjoyments. Then we can take to the pure, eternal cure. Let us not be foolish like this man who we are all just laughing at, thinking, wow, how foolish. Well, we are all the same. As he was holding on to a pillar, we are holding on to all of our material sense desires. And when we are holding on to that, we cannot hold on to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So this illusory energy is what stops us from seeing who is Krishna as our best friend, ever well-wisher, Supreme Master. And who are we? As his eternal servant, part and parcel, never separated. The whole point of this chapter is, it opened with an explanation of how to see Krishna in all aspects of our life. Because he said at the end of the 6th chapter, that best yogi is one who sees me everywhere, who's intimately united with me, is one who is always serving me with faith and devotion. And so he's explaining to us how we can see Krishna in all aspects of our life. And when we don't, it is simply illusion. It is not that, oh, maybe Krishna is not there. No. It is simple illusion. And how to overcome the illusion? Can we overcome the illusion? How do we overcome the illusion? Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya tadataya. He says, if one surrenders unto me, one quickly can cross beyond this divine energy of mine. Remember, Mahamaya is serving Krishna. We should not develop hatred towards Maya. She is this energy of Krishna, Shakti Tattva. She is serving Krishna. So if we ask Krishna, please remove this curtain and open it up, of course, Krishna will fulfill our desire. And if we have desire to be independent of Krishna, Krishna, I want to enjoy separate from you, then Maya will come. And that verse is coming up. How we became illusioned by Maya in the first place, one may wonder. Icha Dvaisha. Krishna explains in the 27th verse. We'll discuss next week. And in the very next verse, the 26th verse, Krishna says, though living entities are all covered by Maya, I, the Supreme Lord, am not covered by Maya, Krishna says. Maya is serving me. So though the clouds may block our vision of the sun, the clouds never cover the sun. The clouds are. So in this way, Krishna says, but though he is never covered by this illusion, even though he may come to this material world, he is never under illusion. Any questions or comments about Maya or anything related to it? Or unrelated?
Unrelated maybe.
Okay.
So I wanted to understand the worship of demigods. So especially like, for example, Shiva. Now we say that he's the topmost Vaishnava. So people who worship him, why would that not be considered as Vaishnava Seva?
Well, it's what's the mood of our worship? Are we worshipping Shiva, Lord Shiva, because he is Ashutosh, easily pleased? So, by worshipping him, I can quickly achieve some wealth, some strength, power. Then it is a material boon. If I'm worshipping Lord Shiva as his position as Vaishnavam Yatashambhu, then I'll obtain the benefits of devotional service. So what is the mood of our worship? Right? Bharat Maharaj, he worshipped the demigods as servants of Krishna. And he obtained an eternal result. So what is the mood of our worship is important. So one can worship Lord Shiva out of respect for his position as a dear devotee of Krishna. Right? So our mood is very, very important. It's okay?
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Yeah?
Unrelated questions. I was listening one of the Prabhupāda lectures. He says that Bhagavad-gītā is ABCD, like start with. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, master degree, and then Chaitanya Chakram is the PhD. I don't know
So the question is, Prabhupada in a lecture is speaking about begin with the study of Bhagavad Gita, then come to study of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the PhD level study is Chaitanya Charitamrita. So what is Chaitanya Charitamrita? Why it's so? So let's start with Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, this Gita Upanishad, is the essence, the cream of all Vedic knowledge. Right? Lord Shiva has explained in his Gita Mahatmya that this Bhagavad Gita is like the essence, the milk coming from a cow. What is the essence of a cow? It is the milk. So the essence of all Vedic knowledge is condensed and contained within this Bhagavad Gita. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the Mahapurana. Right? Prabhupada explains in the introduction, it is the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge. Right? So we know of a tree, what is the greatest aspect of the tree? It is the fruit. But not just a fruit, a ripened fruit, which is ready to take. So the Srimad Bhagavatam contains wonderful pastimes of the Lord. And Shukadeva Goswami is explaining to Parikshit Maharaj the perfection of how to complete one's life. And Srila Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam after having compiled all the Vedas, all the Puranas, all the Upanishads. Yet, he was feeling unfulfilled, not satisfied. And what Narad Muni advised? Why? Because you have not yet spoken directly about Krishna. So now you write directly about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then you will find complete satisfaction. Until then, every experience will be incomplete. Because to experience something complete, you must approach the complete. There is only one complete personality in the whole entire existence. That is Krishna. Everyone else is dependent on that. So until Srila Vyasadeva wrote about Krishna directly, indirectly he had written, but directly. So this is the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita is the ultimate nectar. It is pure bliss when one reads Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He came out of deep compassion. See, Krishna experienced the emotion that I have given all the instructions. Sarva dharmam parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. I said, you surrender unto me. Give up all varieties of religion. But none of us are ready to surrender. So Krishna spoke what to do, how to achieve the highest stage of Ananya Bhakti, pure devotional service. But he is lamenting that I spoke, but I did not show how to do. So he comes in the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of a devotee. Who? Topmost devotee, Srimati Radharani. And by his actions, he is showing how to achieve the absolute perfection of life. How to achieve the highest realm of love of God, of Krishna Prema. So Chaitanya Charitamrita is a narration by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is writing about the very detailed and extremely intimate, secret, confidential pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which came from primarily the notebook from Swarup Damodar, who was personally serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and from what he heard from Raghunath Das Goswami and other seniors, but primarily. So this Chaitanya Charitamrita contains the essence of all devotional life, which is how to awaken this pure love of God. And Krishna, in his Mahavadānaya manifestation, what does Mahavadānaya mean? Most merciful, magnanimous. What is the meaning of mercy or magnanimous? It means one who gives something substantial for little investment. If someone is giving diamonds for a few dollars, that is very kind, merciful. Krishna is giving pure love of God with the simple process of chanting the holy names. So by studying this Chaitanya Charitamrita, one awakens this purest, highest form of love. And that is why it is the essence. But to understand, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that we should read Bhagavad-gītā Srimad Bhagavatam and then come to Chaitanya Charitamrita. But some are so eager to read Chaitanya, they go straight. That's also fine. You can read. It is most bliss. How many of you have Chaitanya Charitamrita in your home? Wow. Wow. My humble request. Take it now. Bring it into your home. It is the most wonderful. Even if it just sits on your bookshelf, you will experience the bliss. At least take the plastic off. One less obstacle of opening it. Someday you'll read it. But if it's not in your home, you're guaranteed never to read it. So take this Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you want it, I'll personally bring it to your house. It is so wonderful and important to have. These three literatures we must have. We should have all of Srila Prabhupada's books, but we all should keep Bhagavad-gītā, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita.
You're saying that Bhagavad-gītā is the essence of all Vedas. How do we...
all Vedic knowledge.
All Vedic knowledge. How do we, if we interact with the other religion, like who follows maybe Jesus Christ or Allah, like how we can interact with them, Quran as it is, or Bible as it is. Like.
There is no difference. All bona fide religions speak of the same thing. Love God. God is one, known by many names. He is known as Krishna, Allah, Jehovah, the Holy Father. God is one. He is known by many names. Just like there is one sun, there is not an American sun, a Chinese sun, a European sun, an Indian sun. Sun may be called Sun, Sule, Sul, Sur. But sun is one. God is one. And there are different paths. Prabhupada once was asked by a reporter, are you here to convert everyone? He said, I am here to just remind all of you what you have forgotten, your love of God. And if you don't have a name of God, I'm giving you one. His name is Krishna. And if you have someone you're following, then take to it. But do it seriously. Do it attentively. Do it holistically. So one may follow these religions. So there's no difference. The only difference is in our own concoction. When one tries to interpret out of Shastra, out of Parampara, the understanding of the scriptures, then differences arise.
We follow the four pillars, like no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no alcohol. How do we, make them understand, like if it is Quran as it is or Bible as it is, like how do we make them understand it?
Feed them prasad.
Yeah.
You cannot make someone understand if they don't want to understand, first and foremost. If there is natural desire and inquisitiveness to know, then we can explain. Right? I mean, what's the first of the 10 commandments? Thou shalt not kill. Don't have to be any more clear than that. So, the 4 dharmic principles of truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, and austerity. These are universal principles that show great moral ethics. Anyone who can say they are truthful, they are merciful, they are clean in the mind and the body, and they are simple. Those are great characteristics. Whether you're a spiritualist or an atheist, whether you follow Krishna or someone else, these are universal principles. And the Sanatana Dharma is universal. We are all part and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is an unequivocal fact. That is our Sanatana Dharma. That is the Dharma, the occupation of every living entity. Doesn't matter where we come from. That's irrelevant. Because think about it this way. If it mattered where we come from, then Krishna would be saying that I like some of my children and not others. What kind of father likes some of his children and not others? That is foolish. It's okay? Any other questions or comments? Good question? Okay. Thank you very much. Please forgive me if I misspoke anything. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai, Nanda Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Chant?